thank you for joining me today. Choosing to take a yoga practice when your inflammation's high can feel like a really huge step in itself, and it is. So firstly, I want to applaud you for that. You don't have to do anything that doesn't feel right to you, and even doing the first little bit of this video might help to relieve some of your symptoms. So I like to do this from seating because when my inflammation's high, I don't like to get on the ground or have to get up off the ground afterwards, but choose a position that's right for you. And while I'm seated, I find sometimes it helps to have my feet lifted, and this is where I love my yoga blocks. So you might have cushions, you might have blocks, you might be using sturdy books. Put them on the ground in front of you and place your feet on them. That might feel like you're lifting the weight off a little bit. Changes the position of your legs just enough, perhaps. And here you might be feeling like you want to stay quite close, crazied up, and in a way that makes our stiffness feel a lot more. Might be comforting for now, but I invite you to try and open the chest a little bit, open the shoulders. You might even be able to sit up just a little bit more. And that might be too much for you. So there's no requirement to be sitting up fully, be in a certain position. But I'm just giving you little nudges of encouragement. Maybe give it a try. It can feel really horrible for the body right now. But just bringing in a little bit of movement. Maybe it's tiny movements, and over the practice, you feel like you could be more open in your body. And you don't have to sit here still. That's not feeling right for you. But at any point, take any movement that feels right. You might wiggle your toes. I know I'm crackling a lot. Even with a little movement, it feels like a lot of effort. When our body's inflamed, we might see the stiffness, or feel the stiffness, in certain body parts. Or see it, I know I often see it in my knees, in my fingers, but the inflammation can be across our whole body, whether we feel it, whether we see it. Maybe we don't see it, but it doesn't mean it's not there. So we're just taking little movements across the body. Lets the body know we're still here. And can actually, gentle movement can help reduce our inflammation a little bit. And it might feel good to tilt one ear. I'm going to start with my left towards my shoulder. Not using any other body part to increase that pressure today. Just letting gravity do the work. And then I'll tilt my nose forward. Roll my neck down. And round. So that my right ear is tilted down towards my right shoulder. I'm going really slowly today. Going back the other way till we get to the center. Maybe allowing our shoulders to hunch over while our neck is tucked in. Bringing our head towards our knees. Doesn't matter how far you go. And then coming back up. Keeping that neck, that chin chucked to the chest. And then once you've straightened out your spine, lifting the chin just slowly to facing forward. You might start to move your shoulders in gentle circles round, back. This feels quite stiff for me today, particularly that last part as I'm drawing my shoulders down. If that's the case for you, we don't want this to be painful. You might make those movements a little smaller, Maybe change to the shrugging shoulders and avoiding that part that's causing you that significant discomfort. And if you feel up for it, you might lift one or both hands. I like to start one at a time. Just off my knee. Just start circling that wrist. Might use my other hand to support it if it needs it. I'm circling my wrist one way and the other. There's no dedicated way you have to do this. Just getting a bit of movement. Often the extremities, our fingertips, our toes, our wrists, ankles are where we feel a lot of that stiffness in these smaller joints, depending on the cause of your inflammation. I know my arthritis, this is where I feel it a lot. I'm going to curl my fingers inwards, making a fist, or as much as a fist as I can today. So your hands, your fingers might not move that far. Then opening them out as far as they might go. So they might not straighten entirely. But we're going to do this, if we can, another 2 or 3 times. You might notice whether with repetition that fist might get a little bit tighter. And when you expand your hand, maybe your fingers get a little bit straighter. And then we'll do the other side. So taking those wrist circles at the left, noticing if that's different. Is it feeling different? Maybe you're already tired from doing that first side, or feeling a bit more invigorated. Noticing the crackles happening. Hopefully feeling some of that tension flow away. Again, we're just taking that movement. It doesn't have to look a certain way, or doesn't have to be circles. Whatever movement feels doable right now. And then we'll do those fists again, so clenching fingers as far as they'll go without causing severe discomfort. And then opening out your hand as far as you might be able to. Doing this again, not rushing this, just noticing what our body is willing to do today. Taking it slow. I'm just on my last hand expansion. My hands are a little bit, no, that one isn't. Before my hands were a little bit straighter. I think my hand's tired. Coming back. That fist. I think my hands naturally like to be in a bit more of a fist than out straight when they're kind of a bit squishy and swollen. Then I bring my hands, I like to rest them just on my body and move to my toes, my feet. So I'm just wiggling my toes a little bit. I find that my feet I don't necessarily even notice so much when my toes are inflamed. So I'm often wearing socks, but they feel stiff. And even a little bit of movement, walking, can feel like a lot. You might bring your heels up, lifting your toes, noticing the crackles of the body. You might make little circles. And of course you can do this without the blocks underneath your feet. You might lift your foot up and take circles with the foot, if that feels good for you today. But just taking gentle movement. If you're feeling like your body is quivering, it's totally unnatural. We're working hard. Our bodies are working hard, especially when they're inflamed. It's a lot going on. So give yourself a little bit of a break and appreciate yourself for taking this time to do a little bit more. And here we're working the toes, the soles of the feet, the ankles, taking gentle movement. We'll give our knees a little bit of love. So I'm going to lengthen mine out just a little bit. You don't have to lengthen them out all the way. You might move the block out the way so you can put the heel on the ground and just slide it out forward. And that might be enough for you today. If you feel like you've got it in you, you might come back and take slightly repetitive movement forwards and backwards. You might be doing both feet at the same time. Maybe even lifting your heel off the ground. Strengthens your quads a little bit, the front of the tops of your leg. Might allow you to extend your leg a little bit more. And then doing the same on the other side. Extending the left foot, dragging the heel along the ground, and bringing it back. And this repetitive movement can sometimes yield a little bit more than we think we can do from the first one, lengthening a little bit more each time. But also it's tiring, so if you're feeling like, no, this is not right for my body today, it's okay, you don't have to do it. You can find stillness again. You might even go back to a movement we've already done, which felt good for your body. You want a little bit more time on. Again, here you might lift the sole of the feet off the ground and back. I'm going to come back to my seated position. And notice how my body is doing. The lie is still feeling stiff, still feeling inflamed. But for me, I think my hands are the parts of me that I want to get moving the most. Allows me to eat or even hold my phone. They might want a little bit more love here. So didn't want to overload them earlier. I come back to just noticing how our hands are. And here I'm just lifting my wrists, my palms off my legs and back down. So it looks like this, imagining this hand is my leg. Here I'm just lifting up a little bit. And that could be a little bit of strengthening for the fingers, the knuckles. Also get a little bit of mobility in. You might prefer to help your fingers out a little bit. So almost like you're saying stop to someone in front of you. And then use the other hand to just bend the fingers. We're pushing them only gently. So I'll do this from the side so you can see. Only gently, just adding a little bit of pressure. Just a little bit, so my fingers aren't even bending backwards, I don't think at all, but I'm feeling it a lot. So we don't want to be causing any horrible pain for ourselves. And we'll do that on the other side, if that's feeling all right for you. And this little helping hand, literally a little helping hand, can allow yourself to get a bit more of a range of motion, but also stretches your forearm, even the back of the wrist. And taking any other movement feels maybe okay. I like to bring each finger tip to the thumb tip really slowly. This can be a lot. So really go gentle with yourself. My hands are feeling the most tired, but also need a bit most TLC. And if your hands really aren't feeling this, you might go back to some movement with your feet, or even the neck, the shoulders. But I'm giving you this last few minutes of the practice to tend to your body as you see fit. You know what it needs better than me, better than anyone else. Just take some movement across your whole body, across one part of the body. You might continue doing this for as long as you like. Or if you've had enough, you might find stillness. Sitting up, maybe creating that space across the chest, the shoulders, lifting the crown of the head up, maybe a little bit. And notice how you are feeling, how your body is feeling. Having completed that practice, perhaps you're feeling really tired, wondering, why did I try that? Hopefully you're feeling a little less tense. You might still be tired, but perhaps there's a slightly different nuance, feeling to that tiredness. If you can, you might bring your hands onto your heart center, feeling that heartbeat in your hands. Perhaps it feels calming, grounding. You might prefer to bring your hands to heart center or even leave them on your legs. But directing some gratitude towards yourself. This is a really hard time when we're feeling inflamed and a bit sluggish. But you made the choice to put this video on in the hope that maybe this would help you feel better. And I really hope it does. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.